part of the heart. That is the fertilization bit. When you start talking about, oh, and it starts to make a seed, that's reproduction. When we talk about fertilization, we are only talking about the male part fusing with the female part. When you talk about the seed, you start talking about reproduction, okay? Kent, what is the point of reproduction?
To make a new plant.
Okay, why do plants make new plants?
It will get more plant.
So the plant will go on. Okay, good job. Dino, what is the job of the sepal? Okay, Jasmine, what's the job of a sepal?
I think it's protect the flower bud.
Yeah, protects the flower bud before it opens, okay? The sepal is the green bit and the kind of hard bit on the outside. What is a way that non-flowering plants reproduce?
They can reproduce by cones.
Yeah, cones, perfect. Emily, what do cones use to spread their pollen? What do cones use?
They use wind.
Yeah, they use wind. Good job. If you can try, never get old. Be the best thing for you. So tell me one plant that has spikes.
Cactus.
A cactus. Where does a cactus live?
In the desert.
Cool. So again, what cactus has spikes? Cactus has spikes. What other plant adaptation does a cactus have?
Water.
To get water. Don't know. Tell me two ways that a plant attracts pollinators. 2 ways.
The sweet smell of nectar and colorful petals.
Yeah, sweet smelling nectar and colorful petals. Okay, so yeah, a plant will use sweet smelling nectar or colorful petals to try and encourage a plant or a pollinator to come to them. Rosie, what is pollination? Okay, I'm gonna help you all because I need to make sure you need to understand this. Okay. So pollination is pollen from here, anther, going from rind to the stigma of bill. That is pollination. Pollination is pollen from one flower going to another flower. That's all it is. Now, you have animals that help pollinate. You have wind that helps you pollinate. All of these things move pollen in some way. The point is to going from pollen going from the anther to the stigma of another plant, or pollen going from one cone to another cone. Minnie, can you please tell me 2 ways that seeds are dispersed?
It can disperse by animal, by sticking to its fur, and by water.
Yep, cool, good job. Elsa, tell me one plant that has an adaptation of its roots.
A carrot.
A carrot. What's the adaptation for a carrot?
It could store the fruit mix from the leaves in the root.
Yeah, good job, well done. Rosie, can you change? What we are going to do today is going to look at some more experiment-based questions. 2 plants of the same species and size planted in identical pots of soil. One pot is placed in a window and the other placed on a table. Both plants are given the same amount of water and nutrients. The diagram below shows the 2 plants after 1 month. Planted in one pot of thing. Planted in another bigger because it receives more what? Emily.
More light.
More light. Okay. Now, what does the word species mean? You can tell me what does that word mean?
Species is a type of animal or plant.
Okay, give me an example of some species.
A cactus.
Cactus, okay. Give me an example of an animal species.
A dog.
Dog. Okay, so if a dog is a species of animal, what types of dog are there? You can tell me some types of dog. just as an example. Pete,
Corgi.
a corgi, fantastic. Dino, tell me another one.
German Shakespeare.
Shepherd, German Shepherd.
Shep-
Lily,
Golden Retriever.
Golden Retriever. Ming Cho, no, you've not changed your name. I'm not going to choose you if you haven't changed. Don't change your name back. Okay, so they're all types of dog species. They're all similar species within the general dog animal. Okay, so why do we put the plants in identical pots? Why do we put the same amount of water, the same amount of nutrients in both pots?
So the plants can get enough nutrients.
Yeah, okay. Asmin, why?
So it's a fair test.
Exactly. That's like 100%. Those 2 words, 8 letters, two words, 4 letters each, fair test. Whenever you are testing something in an experimental fashion, you always need to make sure it is fair. If you're testing what the difference between 2 plant behaviors are, you're going to put them in the same pot. You're going to give them the same soil. You're going to give them the same amount of water, the same amount of nutrients. You're going to use the same plant. What would happen if you used 2 different plants? Who can tell me why you have to use the same type of plant?
We need to use the same plant to test how the air works in the different places and get it different.
Okay,
Because each plant enough the different.
okay. I see what you're trying to say. Let's try to say it a little bit differently. Emily, why do you have to use the same plant? Yeah, so you think, yeah, okay, so as I said, if you use different plants, you are not going to get a fair test. Lily,
Because if you use different plant, then each type of plant have a different characteristic, so it can be not a fair test.
yeah, okay. So as both you and Emily said, you both said, yeah, oh, perfect answers, really good. Both of you, really good job. Characteristics is an interesting point as well, okay, Lily, because all plants have different characteristics. You know, you take a rose and you take a dandelion. They both plants, they both have flowers, they both have leaves. They don't do the exact same things, but they look completely different. The leaves and the petals are completely different. They attract and they do different things. What they do, their behavior, their traits, their physical traits, their behavior, everything is completely different. So if you want to test something, you got to make sure it's fair. The only way to do that is by making sure you use the exact same plant. What behavior does the plant show, Rosie?
They're both the same species.
About the same species, okay, but let's talk about their behavior. Yes, Miss Hermione Granger.
Lean toward the sunlight.
Yeah, they're both leaning towards sunlight, right? Even though the plant is sitting on the table, it's very far away from the window, the leaves are still moving towards the sunlight. If you look at the picture, right, of the 2 plants, okay, one plant has a lot of leaves, the other does not have a lot of leaves. Now, this is probably because there's not enough sunlight to grow extra leaves. But why do you think the plant would only grow a small amount of leaves? What's the plant doing by only growing a small amount of leaves?
I think because the energy from the sunlight didn't give it much energy, so it just grew as much energy as it have. But if it grow many leaves, but not have many energy, so it can die.
Like very, very close. So if you're a plant and you need energy to survive, right? And you are spending all your energy on growing all of these leaves, then they're not doing anything. They're just sitting there. They're not in sunlight. They're not making more energy. It costs a lot of energy for you to make these leaves. So what are you going to do? You're going to stop making these leaves. What is another example about when a plant says, I don't need these leaves anymore. They're costing me too much energy. Lily.
They still get a little bit of sunlight, but they share it all among the growth leaves.
Think about a time of year, okay? Think about winter. What happens in winter to all the leaves on a plant? They they fall off, right? So the plant says, oh, I don't need this. It's wasting too much energy. I'm tired. I'm not making any food. There's no point. There's no sunlight. It's cold. I'm cold. So what the plant does is it takes all the energy from the leaves that are already in the leaves, eats it, reabsorbs it, and then lets the leaves go away. Lets the leaves drop off. So once again, the plant is conserving energy by getting rid of its leaves. You think it's because, oh, it's cold and leaves don't want to be outside. It's not at all. It's going, I don't need you. I don't need you now. I'll grow more when I've got more energy. At the moment, I don't need your energy. Yes, Emily, question?
Yes, I have a question.
Great.
So how do they reabsorb the nutrients from the leaves?
Okay, good question. So, inside leaves.
So evil.
Let me, probably best to draw a picture. Inside leaves, you have these little green things called chloroplasts. Chloroplasts are full of a green chemical called chlorophyll, which is the thing that makes plants green. This is the part of a plant that absorbs sunlight. Okay, so inside these chloroplasts, you get the sun being stored, and that then makes food. Okay, so with the plant then storing this food here, when it gets to winter and the sunlight goes away, what the plant says is, hold on now, I want to get this back. I want all this food. So it takes away all of the chlorophyll and all of the stored food in the leaves. And as a result, what happens is the leaf, instead of being green, then becomes yellowish, right? When the leaf has nothing to do and it dries up, it then just falls off. So the plant uses the same tubes it uses for food to bring all of the chlorophyll, all of the food that was in that leaf back into the plant. Does anybody have any questions about that? Does that make sense to everyone, why the plant does that? Many trees in Pennsylvania forests lose their leaves in autumn and regrow their leaves in spring, which graph best shows a weather change that results in this pattern. Bill, good job, Bill. Good question. Many trees in Pennsylvania forests lose their leaves in autumn and regrow their leaves in spring, which graph best shows a weather change that results in this pattern. A, B, C, or D? A. Why A?
Because many trees in Pennsylvania forest lose their leaves, so the air temperature must be go down, and then the autumn and regrow their leaf in spring. In spring, is the air temperatures go up again.
Good answer. If the air temperature was like B, what would happen? Anyone please tell me, please. Actually, no. Teacher Kent. Teacher Kent, look at B. Look at B. I like this. Look at B and tell me, not B, not the person B. Look at letter B on my question and tell me, what do you think would happen if those were the temperatures? Yes, Lucy.
If that were the temperature, then the leaves will fall down at summer and spring, and then they will regrow their leaves in autumn and winter.
Cool. Here's a question for you. Where in the planet do you think this happens? I'll give you a hint. I'm going to help you. Kangaroos.
Australia.
Now, we live in the northern hemisphere, right? So we live in the top part of the earth. Australia lives in the southern part of the earth. When we have winter, they have summer. When we have summer, they have winter. So even though it's the same time of year, what's technically happened for them, for us, during summer, their leaves are going to fall off the tree, right? So That's an interesting way to think about that too. Okay, how long do we have left? The diagram shows that potato plant in a cup. The cup is originally filled with a cup of water, which statement explains why the cup no longer contains water.
C.
C. Why C?
C, because the roots are in the ground and they suck up the water, so the potato can. So the potato has stored energy for winter.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Minnie, what type of root is a potato?
Taproot.
A taproot. Perfect. Good job. And A, what is a taproot?
Taproot is a root that sucks up many water.
Okay. And what else does a taproot do, Lily?
Taproot sucks up the nutrients and store them.
Yeah,
so
they
the
store the
plant
nutrients.
can have nutrients, so they can live longer in the winter.
Yeah, good job. What is another type of root? Jasmine. No, what's the name of it?
Fibrous root.
Fibrous root. Yeah, fibrous root. Fibrous root kind of looks like hair, okay? So hair going everywhere. Your homework will be this page. Select one structure labeled in the diagram and explain how it helps the tree to grow and survive. Please do not just write short answers. I want you to write as much information as you can. If you talk about roots, talk about root adaptations, talk about taproots, fibrous roots, talk about bark, talk about the tubes within inside it. A trunk is a very big stem. Talk about this. Leaves, same thing. Talk about what leaves do, different types of leaves. As much detail as you possibly can, as much as you can. Bye-bye. I'll see you later. Have a great weekend.